Really massage the kale, you know, pretend it's at a spa. Give it a Swedish rub. Hey everyone, welcome to our kitchen. Come inside, settle down, get comfy. It's currently Sunday and I'm just about to meal prep for the entire week. I promised you this video a while ago. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I'm always sharing our recipes, and a lot of our recipes are actually just food thrown together that was pre-prepped and pre-chopped in the fridge. So I kind of just wanted to walk you through how we do that. If you missed my farmer's market haul, which I posted on my channel recently, I'll link that for you up here. But don't miss that video because that really shows what we buy and what goes into the prepping and chopping process. I'm a little nervous because Michael is normally my sous chef for this. Actually, sometimes he's the head chef, and he is just unavailable on this Sunday. He recently started on a new team, so he's in my office working today. Because of that, I'm doing all the prep by myself, which means not only am I prepping by myself, but I'm filming by myself. So please forgive me, I'm gonna be all over the place with this camera. I'm gonna do my best to show you what I'm doing while I tell you what I'm doing. And yeah, just bear with me. I got a little mini coffee here for myself. Very essential. This is like 1/8 of the size of my normal coffee, but I'm trying to scale back because I think I'm going overboard. Okay, so before we dive in, I think I'm gonna try to put this camera down so I can talk to you and not make you nauseous. Before I get started, I wanna just walk you through what I typically do during a prep process. So we like to have a lot of veggies on hand. We also wanna make sure we have grains on hand. We also wanna make sure we have things like proteins, you know, chicken, hard-boiled eggs. We occasionally will have fish for dinner, but we typically always get the fish the day of, so I don't have any fish here to prep. It's mainly just a lot of vegetables, so I would say about half of our vegetables get pre-chopped and then stored in glassware in the fridge. The other half we try to cook ahead of time and then store them once they're already cooked. That way it's easier to just eat them on the fly. Of course, the grains are pre-cooked, things like quinoa or rice or pasta. And then I also try to throw a few snacks in there. I occasionally will mix it up and make things like a chia seed pudding, I don't know, stuff like that. I also like to pre-prep some homemade almond milk for the week, and we just got this awesome almond milk maker, so I'll show you that later. I think I'm just gonna stop talking and start showing, okay? Let me show you. Kale. Eggs. All right, I think I've got everything, so let me walk you through what I pulled out. So I've got my bag of almonds for the almond milk. I'm gonna set that aside for now. First over here, I have a lot of kale. So what I do with this kale is I wash it, then I take it off the stalks, and then I put it through a salad spinner so that it dries off, and then I dress it with olive oil, lemon juice, and salt, and I massage it for about 5 minutes. I forget who the first person was that told me to massage my kale, but if it's you, and if you're out there, and if you're listening, God bless you. Massaging my kale not only makes it a lot softer and a lot less tough and, you know, easier for my stomach to digest, but I also just like dressing it like that with the olive oil and the salt and lemon juice, and then storing it in a Tupperware in the fridge, and then being able to just take a handful of pre-dressed, pre-marinated, pre-massaged kale and throw it on the side of pretty much any dish I'm having throughout the week, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It's a great way to get greens in, so this is a really good meal prep tip. Next, we pulled out eggs. I'm going to hard boil these 4 eggs. I typically eat my eggs over medium. I like to just make them on the stove in the morning, but a hard boiled egg would be a really great snack for me to grab with something like a couple slices of avocado, some hot sauce, on the go, really easy. Then I pulled out a whole bunch of veggies. So the peppers, the onions, the zucchini, and then like half of the broccoli, I plan on just chopping and then putting them in storage in the fridge raw. Those are the perfect types of veggies to just throw on the skillet whenever I'm ready to have a meal, and I I don't need them to be pre-prepped. I'm gonna do the same thing with this purple cabbage. I feel like it's kind of the same as the kale in that that's a great thing to just throw on the side of things. Then I'm actually gonna roast some sweet potato and some eggplant. Normally, I would also just leave these in the fridge and cook them on the day of, but I decided that I wanted to pre-prep some of these. It makes it really easy to throw them into things like lunch wraps and also just on the side of a lunch plate. I'm specifically prepping for lunch here because I have time to make breakfast and I always stop my work at around 7 and have time to eat dinner, but lunch for me is a killer. And the last thing is chicken. So I got this chicken breast at the farmer's market actually last week and it's still been in the fridge. So this is what you saw in my farmer's market prep video and I'm really excited to use it today. First things first, gotta get out all my supplies. This is frozen, so it needs to defrost, so I'm gonna get that going. Oh my God, this is so heavy. Oh. Ow. Ow. Oh my gosh. I strained my hand. You can't see, can you? It is very bright outside. How to defrost chicken. Okay, didn't do that. I just realized that as I was looking at my nails up close, the polish is coming off and it looks so disgusting, and I was like, this is gonna be a close-up of my hand video. Everyone's gonna see these chippers. So I ran into the bathroom to try to get nail polish remover. Long story short, I'm all out. So Mom, before you text me, I know my nails are horrible. I will deal with this. So we've got the oven turned on, we've got the pans out. I'm gonna lay parchment paper. First things first, I have to wash all of this produce. So I have this homemade produce wash. This is just equal parts filtered water and distilled white vinegar. Really easy to make, and I just spray it on, wash all of the veggies and fruit. Okay, let's go. Yep, vinegar. So first I'm just spraying all of them, and then I will wash them. Don't wanna be like turning the water on and off and on and off. So first all of them get spritzed, and then they get washed. By the way, this is a European dishcloth. Best thing ever. You must look into it and get one. Basically a reusable paper towel. I had to distract Michael from his job because I can't reach the salad spinner.
I've been distracted.
Please get it for me. Thank you so much.
Yes, master.
Okay, the oven is preheated, so I'm first gonna chop up the vegetables to go into the oven to roast, and then I'll move on to all the other stuff. Quick sip. I just don't know where to put the camera when I'm chopping. Maybe I'll put it here. That gives you a nice view, right? All right, so I got 3 sweet potatoes, little mini ones, and an eggplant. So first, I like to roast my eggplant in rounds like this. Not too thick, not too thin. And then the sweet potatoes, I'm also gonna do in rounds today. So like little chips almost. By the way, if I don't know how to hold or use a knife, just don't tell me. Oh God, my tower fell. All right, last one, let's do in little chunks. Okay, that's as good as we're gonna get. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Preheated. Okay, so the eggplants I lay out, you know, not overlapping as best as I can. Actually, this sheet is way too small. Gonna need a new one, but a big one. going to season them up with sea salt, some onion powder, garlic powder, and a little bit of this meat and potato seasoning. Okay, here's what they look like. We'll just keep an eye on those, and they'll probably be in there for about 30 minutes. Thank you so much to Almond Cow. I am just grateful to the almond heaven above for this partnership. I can't wait to tell you how this happened. So I was scrolling on Instagram story and I got an ad for this thing called Almond Cow. It's basically a machine that lets you make plant-based milks at home really easily with the touch of a button. I saw the ad, I was targeted, I fell in love. I thought, I need this product. I saved it, I sent it to Michael, I freaked out. I was like, this is what I need and this is what everyone needs. And then because of the nature of what I do for my job, I actually reached out to the company and I thought, you know, if I'm gonna be using this product anyway, and I'm probably gonna be sharing it with the audience, I might as well turn this into a legit partnership where I partner with the brand and we make amazing content together, and I can't wait to show you how this machine works. So let me get it for you. All right, this is the base, here's the cord to plug it in, and here's the top, and here's the filter basket. It is so simple to do this. Essentially, all you do is you add raw almonds to the fill line in here. You pop this on and lock it in place. It's locked. And then you add water to your base. I just use filtered water. Then you connect them like this. Then you plug it in and you press the little cow start button at the top. It takes about 45 seconds. I haven't actually timed it, but it does a few cycles and it just makes a noise like, and you don't know what's happening, but what's happening is it's making you fresh almond milk in seconds. Like, I don't even think it takes a full minute. Don't quote me on that. But it goes so quickly, and when you're done, you just pour it out and it's like this frothy, delicious almond milk. I personally like soaking my almonds ahead of time, so I went ahead and I soaked these almonds last night, and then I've since dumped the water out. But it is completely unnecessary. I've made almond milk with the Almond Cow before without soaking the almonds. I think they recommend soaking for things like the whole grain oats, but the almonds are optional to soak. Makes me feel like I know what I'm putting in my body, and it's also super simple without the hassle of like a nut milk bag and blending and straining and getting a whole mess all over your kitchen. It all happens in here. You can also take the leftover almond grounds that are left in the filter basket at the end and do something fun with them. I'll show you what I do with mine today because I make these really fun little protein bites. It's super fast and simple. Plus, you can get really creative and you can add your own flavors and textures and things inside. I'm about to show you my standard almond milk, which includes almonds, dates, sea salt, and vanilla extract. So let me show you how it works because this is so fun. Okay, here we go. Let me wheel over the table of demonstration. Y'all ready for this? Here we go. First things first is to put the almonds into the filter basket. I put about 1 cup. Into this filter basket, I'm also gonna put a pitted date and a little crack of sea salt. By the way, this collector cup has like the perfect grooves in the bottom so that this thing can sit in it. So it's easy to set it on the table. So let's get our sea salt. Now into the base, I'm gonna add my filtered water. Now I'm just gonna put a little vanilla extract into the water. We're gonna take the top, put it onto the filter basket just by tilting it sideways. And the grooves down here in the collector cup make it really easy for me to just screw the filter basket on by twisting it like this, and it's locked. See? So now we are just gonna take this whole section and pop it on top of this, right into the water. And now that the top is on, all I have to do is take that cord and plug one end into the wall and the other end into the machine. Now it's plugged in, the green light is on, and all I have to do is press the little cow start button and my almond milk will be made momentarily. Round 1. Round 2. And the light will stop blinking when it's done, and it's done. Time to pour it in. Look at that. Now when you're done, this top can come off and you can put it right into the collector cup because it will keep dripping. Homemade plant-based milk in a glass container, no fillers. Let's taste it. Oh, It's so creamy. Every single almond cow prevents at least 500 plastic cartons from ever entering our ocean or our landfills. If you wanted to get your own plant-based 64-ounce container of milk at a store, I think the price would be around $3.69. And here you can make 40 ounces at home for just 55 cents. If you want to get started making your own plant-based milks at home, I got a discount code from Almond Cow. It's $15 off using the code all caps Lucie. I'll pop the code and the link down below for you. I hope you try it out. You're gonna love the milk. And I'm just gonna use this in my coffee tomorrow and keep sipping on it. So good. Next, I'm just gonna fill up this pot with water so that I can get the hard-boiled eggs going, and then I'll start chopping the raw vegetables. It needs a bit more water. It's supposed to be covered like an inch by water. Is this not the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen? Oh my gosh, nature is so beautiful. All right, I chopped, I think, enough of this to have as like a little bit of a side for the week. So I'm just gonna cut one more. Then I'm gonna chop all this up to store it, and I'm gonna put this remaining half of the purple cabbage into this bees wrap and put it back in the fridge to cut up at a later time. I should mention, I'm not showing the cooking of the grains in this video. Michael and I already pre-prepped 2 containers of wild rice. So we've got this and this. And we also pre-prepped an entire container like this of quinoa. We still have labels on these that are wrong. For instance, this one says veggies and this one says sauerkraut, which this is not. And our quinoa container is correct. But we already pre-prepped these grains, so that's why I'm not working on the grains. If I did have grains as part of this whole shebang that's going on in the kitchen today, I probably would have started doing that first, because rice can take 45 minutes, and so that would have been on the stove long ago. Does that look okay? So whoever's watching this, hope you're having a great day. I hope this is inspiring you to start prepping some food for the week ahead. Oh wow, this is a cucumber. Okay, let's save this for the juice. All right, these are starting to look good. Put them back in for a little bit. My camera died when I was chopping onions, so let me just fill you in on all that's happened since then. I'm gonna put the rest of the white onions in this container with the purple onions so that I can have all my raw foods ready. The food in the oven was done. I'm just gonna let it cool before I put it into containers, and the eggs are finished hard boiling, so they're currently sitting in a little bowl of ice water so they can stop cooking. This is not all gonna fit. The broccoli, I'm just going to cut it into like little pieces like this and then put it in the fridge. This will be good to just throw into the oven and roast one night, but I don't want to pre-make it because I don't really like pre-cooked broccoli. Now we're gonna get on to the chicken. Oh God, so much more to do. I'm reusing this same pan and this same parchment paper for the chicken. So now I'm just gonna season this up, pop this in the oven, and let it bake. This is looking good. I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna put this leftover almond pulp into the blender and add a few things to show you how I make these special protein bites. But there's actually still a little bit of extra almond milk that's been dripping out into the collector cup, so I'm gonna add that to the jug of milk and let me make these protein bites with you. Here's the extra milk. Almond pulp into the blender. Couple handfuls of cashew pieces. Some sea salt, flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp hearts, some chocolate chips that I had left over, and some cashew butter. These are a really good snack in the middle of a work day for me. They've got the protein from the protein powder. They've got a lot of nuts in it, so healthy fats, some chocolate, which I love, hemp hearts for more protein, chia seeds, all that good seedy stuff that's very important is in here. And it kind of just tastes like a dessert. And this is the last one. Plus, no more will fit in the Tupperware. The chicken is out and now we have 5 pieces of really thinly sliced chicken. When we're ready to eat it, we can either reheat it or we can just have it cold. I actually really like cold chicken. I have to put this video on hold because I have a quick phone call, so I'll be back to massage the kale. We got our compost scraps. Give it a rough chop. Put it in the salad spinner. Kitchen is a total mess. This is what happens every week. Where is the top of the salad spinner? If you were the top of the salad spinner, where would you be? Oh, she's right here. Okay. All right, put the top on, lock it, and spin. Okay, and now I'm gonna move on to the massaging of the kale. Gotta take off all my rings for this. Don't you know that I would swing for the fences, sit with you in the trenches, really massage the kale, you know, pretend it's at a spa, give it a Swedish rub. I also like to rip it into smaller pieces while I'm massaging, you know, give it a nice massage. And it's already getting softer and easier to touch, easier to break. Clouds to the east, rabbits to the west. Give you my sunshine, give you my best, but the rain is always gonna come. Okay, I did it. We are done. All the food is prepped. I am just gonna show you what everything looks like laid out and how I'm packaging it all up to put it in my fridge. It is a complete tornado mess in here, so I'm gonna go clean this place up. I hope you liked watching this video and seeing how we prepare for a typical week in New York City to make sure we have all the food we need to stay nourished and to stay healthy. If you have any suggestions for how I could do something different in this process, or maybe for a really good recipe or food that I could add in, please drop it down below for me in the comments. And above all, I just hope this video was inspiring to you and insightful and made you want to get in your kitchen and start cooking. I was not always really into cooking. When I first moved to New York City after college, I was totally not a chef, but I actually really do enjoy cooking these days, and I also love sharing my creations with you. If you're not already following me on Instagram at Lucie Fink, join me over there. I'm constantly sharing our meals and what we're eating on my Instagram stories. And if you have any questions for me, just pop them down below. Thank you for coming back to my YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and you want to see more like this. And also don't forget forget to press the red subscribe button down below and join my YouTube family. Doing those tiny little things, liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and leaving a comment go so much further than you could ever imagine. So I'm so grateful to everyone out there who always does that on my video content. And yeah, that's it. Have a great day. I'm gonna go eat some of this. Actually, I do want to quickly show you what a typical lunch would look like with some of this meal prep food because I'm really starving. So I'm gonna make a quick wrap for you and I will show you a little bit of what that looks like. Here's an example of a pre-prepped lunch wrap that I would make. We've got the grilled chicken, the eggplant on top of some hummus, the sweet potatoes roasted, and some avocado. And I put it on this gluten-free brown rice flour tortilla. I'll show you what I'm gonna do. I put a slit down one of the quarters and now I'm gonna do this. Let's try it. Kind of have to figure out how to do this with one hand. Okay. This is gonna be a thick, big wrap. So I can't do this with one hand, but I folded it up, then I'm gonna fold it over, and I'll show you the final. Here's the next stage. Try to keep all the contents inside. That is what it looks like. Now I'm just gonna eat this up with some hot sauce, and that is it. Let me know if you want to see more cooking or meal prep or recipe content down the line. And now I'm gonna go eat this lunch little wrap I made with all my meal prep food. Thanks for coming back to my channel. See you next time. Bye.